Welcome to the third episode of Let's Get Future Fit. And today I'm really excited about today's show, actually, because we have a really special guest joining us today. Just to tell you a little bit about Dan Kiing. Dan Kiing is a singer, songwriter, and an entrepreneur. He's a law graduate as well. And he's really an awesome guy. And I really believe that he's going to inspire us today. He's truly going to be inspiring us. So I want you to give a warm welcome to Dan Kiing. I can't hear you clap, but if you can just say welcome Dan Kiing in the comments, again, that would be great. And I'm just going to invite him in and he'll tell us a little bit more about himself as we carry on. So here we go. Hey, Dan Kiing, how you doing? Great to have you join us today. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
Oh, fantastic. So it's really good to have you join us today. It's wonderful. I'm looking forward to our time together. Awesome. So I'm gonna ask you. So I know you're a singer songwriter. How did you get into music? Let me start with that question. How did you get into creating music? Because a lot of people listen to music, but to actually go about creating music, I think it takes you a step further. So how did you realize, I don't just want to listen to music, I actually want to create it?
Yeah, for my first memory, I was around 10 years old. Me, my brothers, my friends, we used to have a CD that we used to listen to. My dad bought it for us. It was an Eminem CD, and it had a verse on it that was just really fast that none of us could really remember all the words to, but it was like a game. We try to remember it. Then one day they came to the house and I pretended like I remembered the words, but really what I did is just put my own words in there and like lied to them that I remembered all the words. And they were like, "Oh, like Dan, you've got all the words." But I think that was the first time that I really realized I could put my own words into songs and it sound like it could be a thing. At the time, it was like probably really bad and sucks, but I mean, it was just the first time that I really realized I could put words together to make a verse or a song, and then continue doing that in school. I'll do it like in class just for entertainment, and then friends would start reading it and hearing it and be like, "Damn, this is actually really good." So I just got more confidence to keep pushing it. And I mean, when I started making music, I didn't know it was going to lead me to like do an interview with mum, but it's been a fun journey so far. It's been a fun one. I'm loving it.
Okay, so some of you may have missed that. If you missed it, I'll leave it like that, and I'll come back to that in a second. But okay, so like I said, you just finished law, so you went to uni. You've graduated, with a law degree, and you're into music. So the two just don't seem to go hand in hand to me. So knowing that music is really what you wanted to do, why did you go and study law?
Yeah, it's interesting. So I did law. Really, the reason was I always wanted to go to university. That's something I always wanted to do. I wanted to experience uni life. I wanted to further education. And I realized as I got more into music and understanding the industry that a part of the industry was the business side and was the law side and was understanding contracts and deals between artists, creatives, and labels. And a lot of artists seem to not really understand that and would have to get a businessman or a business manager or a lawyer to do that stuff for them. And I just didn't want to be in the dark about any area. So it was like two birds with one stone. Go to uni to fulfill like a childhood dream, which I always wanted to do. And also just understand the law aspects of music. So I studied music law in uni, entertainment law as well. And it's helped me just understand contracts. And when I'm speaking to labels now about deals, like I'm understanding what it is that they're offering and what I really want. And so just to really understand the business side.
Fantastic. That's really clever. I think that's really clever. So you didn't want anybody to cheat you on the business side. No, but I think that's really clever, and I think it's it just makes you more well-rounded. I think it just makes you well-rounded. So like you say, the music aspect, but knowing a bit about the business aspect is also great. Now tell me the what you really enjoy the most about being a singer-songwriter. Tell me the bits, because I know that with everything we do, there are bits that we enjoy and there are bits that we don't really enjoy. We have to do because we have to do it. So tell me what you really enjoy about it.
What I really enjoy about being a songwriter, definitely performing. Performing is the best feeling. Like seeing faces looking up to me, singing the words that I wrote. in the studio, or sometimes in the bedroom, sometimes in the shower. It's just the most fulfilling feeling. It keeps me inspired. When I was young, around 10 years old, when I first started making music and I thought about doing music, the only image I had in my head was performing, because I was young. I didn't really understand the full aspects of what music was. So I just imagined being on stage and people singing my words. So to look back and say, I've done that, I've had big crowds, I've had, thousands of people singing my words back to me, that is definitely the best feeling, because it just shows me that it's worth it and inspires me to do more. And it just shows that when I did take that first step when I was 10 years old to make music, I was definitely making the right decision. That's definitely the most fulfilling feeling. People stopping me and telling me that I'm inspiring them to make music or to keep going with whatever. Have students tell me they listen to my music when they're revising because it helps them stay peaceful and have a peace of mind. Those things there are definitely the most fun. I love creating and I love all parts of it, but seeing the reaction from people is definitely the most fulfilling part and keeps me inspired. Definitely.
Great, great. So, how would you describe the kind of music you create? So, when you just said just now that some people love it because it gives them peace, it causes them to be calm. So, I just tell us a little bit about that. How would you describe your music, your genre of music? Well,
Yeah, so it's hip hop, R&B influenced. That's the main genre of music. I love to put melodies in there, which is my favorite part, putting melodies and things that people can sing along to. Yeah, but hip hop, R&B, that's definitely the genre of music that
okay,
I would inspire.
okay. All right, that's good. For some of the older listeners, they might be wondering, hip hop give you peace of mind? Well, that's a new one, but yeah, it does. I think it just depends on what you're into.
That's the funny thing. I've actually had parents and older people tell me that their music really touches them.
Wow.
Heard of people in the older generation playing my music in their work office, and they're
Wow.
working saying, "What? Like, who is this person? This is really good. Like, I'm really enjoying it." The most funny thing that happened to me last year was I was in McDonald's after a show. I know I shouldn't be eating McDonald's,
You
especially
should,
because
you should have listened to last week's show,
I
Dan.
know.
We had a nutritionist telling us what's good for us and what's not good for us.
I saw it as well. I should have taken notes. Yeah, I was in McDonald's after a show, and a parent came up to me. It was directly after the show. A parent came up to me and said, "Dan, I just saw your show. This is my daughter. She really loves your music. We enjoyed your music. Do you mind taking a picture of my daughter?"
Oh,
It was just nice seeing the age gap that people were enjoying my music that sometimes the older generation did and the younger generation did as well. So
also,
it's definitely universal, I believe.
okay. Before you leave today, you'll be telling us how we can follow you. So all our viewers, both old and young, you know where to go listen to Dan Kiing. But so you set up a CIC, a community interest company, last year. So tell us your purpose for doing that. What's the vision behind that?
Yeah, so the vision behind the CIC that I started is called Camp Crown. And the reason why I was inspired to start one was just being observant to what I feel like the older generation was saying about the younger generation, and also what the younger generation were finding important to ourselves. I hear a lot of the older generation call our generation the snowflake generation, or sometimes we're a bit soft. And although those things I can understand, the truth behind it, I think that we are just a different generation, and that we are dealing with things that maybe the older generation didn't deal with. And it's caused a lot of issues such as mental health issues and a lot of different trials and tribulations that our generation go through that maybe the elders wouldn't understand. So the CIC was really about showing young people inspiration, building them up, showing them that they can be overcomers, that they can be achievers, they can overcome the battles that they go through. Um, and the whole brand behind it was, in historic times, when you overcome a battle and you win a war, that's usually related to royalty or related to monarchy or war or being a king or a queen. So the idea I came up with was Camp Crown, which is I don't know if you can see, it might be back to
We
front.
can see, yeah, we can see.
Okay, yeah. So what Camp Crown is a CIC which was initially started to be a summer camp for young people across Kent to inspire them, teach them creative skills such as songwriting, dance, and drama, in hopes of bringing their own personality out, bringing their own passions, purpose, and confidence out, to be able to showcase those skills to their community, and the long-term effects, then be able to show their purpose, passion, and personality to the world, and feel like they are overcomers and be inspired along the way. So
Wow.
music and creative arts was definitely the thread that tied everything together. But it's really about, you know, community, it's about unity, it's about inspiration, it's about young people. Obviously, because of lockdown, we weren't able to launch it as intended this year. So we had to come up with a plan as quick as possible. And we decided that what we're going to do is package the whole camp into a short PDF package and send it to families across the UK, whoever's interested, for completely free. So we're not going to ask for anything financially from it. So we're going to be bringing the camp to families for them to experience this inspiration, experience these creative skills for completely free. And we decided that we're going to just ask for donations, which will be going completely to the NHS.
Wow.
To help with the healthcare in the country right now. So
Wow.
we're excited about this.
So that's, you had to do some creative thinking there.
Yeah, I had to think on the spot.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I mean, you mentioned, obviously, you had this all planned out. So before you came on, I was talking about the plans we've made, you know, and how those plans have now been, you know, shattered, some of them, or at least disrupted. And this is a typical example. So you had Camp Crown planned, you've done the flyers, and now you can't do anything with them. Obviously, that the flyers cost you some money there, and a website, and everything else you would have done preparing to launch this Camp Crown. But you've thought about, you know, what else can I do? And you've come up with this idea of doing something online. So I just want to ask you, because there are lots of young people out there who I think might be in those same shoes. So certainly we have GCSE students, for instance, who were looking forward to doing their GCSE exams. Now they can't. Final A-level exams, they can't do it. So some people have just finished uni, hoping to get a job, and now they just feel like my life is just at a standstill. I mean, what would you say to people like that? How have you dealt with it? What's your mindset has helped you deal with it, that you're still able to carry on being creative, etc.?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'd say that what's kept me sane, what's kept me centered, what's kept my perspective on the right positive things is realizing that there's a positive in every negative. No matter how hard that may sound, there's always a positive that can be found from every negative. So as a 23-year-old, I've come out of university now. I'm sure all young people who may be watching this can relate to the fact that when you're going through education, you're sort of just always looking to the next step, and you don't really have time to sort of chill, relax, and think about what you want to do with the future. You don't really have enough time to just reflect and understand whether you're still going in the right path that you want to be going in. So I feel like, yeah, this is a good time to recalibrate, recalculate, and just repurpose where you want to go after lockdown, and understand what it is that you really want to do. You know, during lockdown, what is it that is keeping your attention? You know, a lot of people say they don't have passions, but you know, I watch a lot of your videos, Mum, and you have a lot of smart, clever, business-minded, success-minded people who have great things that they can offer to the world. I believe that sometimes our passions aren't as obvious as it may be to other people, but if you can think about, you know, what is taking up your time during lockdown, what sort of TV shows are you watching, what sort of books are you watching, what sort of conversations are you having, what's sparking your interest, and maybe this is a good time to realize that there's a thread between those things, and maybe that's what your passion is tied to.
Oh, wow.
So just being like, we have a lot of time now to think, to assess, to reflect. So just being a bit more aware is what I'm trying to do, and understand why am I doing the things that I'm doing, and just have a plan for after lockdown.
Yeah. Now, for our viewers, if you missed it, Dan has hinted twice, but if you missed it, Dan is my son, in whom I'm very well pleased. I'm so proud of him. Dan Kiing is my first son, and I'm really, really proud of him. So basically what you're saying, Dan Kiing, is for those young people now, instead of focusing on thinking my life is over, this is actually a good time to actually think about, what do I really want to do with my life? So like you say, when you're in uni, you're thinking, look, I have to attend lecture, I have to do my assignments, I have to do this. So you're on autopilot. Before you came on again, I was talking about that autopilot thing. So now we've all been forced to slow down. Don't see it as a bad thing. It's taking you out of autopilot. So now is the time to actually engage your mind and actually think, what do I really want to do with my life? And I love when you said, Think about what you're doing now. What sort of videos are you watching? What sort of books are you reading? Maybe there's a thread you can find there that will help you actually find your authentic self and who you really are and what your purpose is. So that's powerful. Now, in the promo for this program, I said we had a surprise for you guys. So what Dan Kiing is going to do for us before he leaves, he's actually going to, off the cuff, do a performance for us, okay? And he's allowed me to do this. So I want you to just put in the comment box a word, okay? No pressure. So put a word that you would like Dan Kiing to compose a song around that word right now before we end the show. You haven't got much time to do it, so do it now. Think about a word you would like Dan Kiing to perform around right now and put that word in the comment box. And Dan Kiing is going to write a song on the spur of the moment around your word, if your word is chosen, and he's going to perform it for us before he leaves. So Dan Kiing, I've got some questions I ask all my guests. I'm going to ask you in a minute, but do you have any thoughts, any other thoughts? I'm going to make notes as those words come in so I can read them out to you later. Do you have any final thoughts that you might want to leave with our viewers before we go?
Any final thoughts? I would say just try and stay inspired as much as possible. You know, try and stay uplifted, just try and stay positive, try and stay uplifted. And you know, our bodies don't really understand that there's quarantine going on or lockdown going on. It's only our minds. So
wow. Somebody needs to put that in the comment box. That is so powerful what you just said, you know. That is so powerful. Our body, unless you've actually been diagnosed with COVID-19, your body does not know what's going on. It's in your mind, and it's your mind, what your mind is doing, what your mind is thinking is what's now affecting your body. Wow, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, if I was just to land, so it's important to, you know, keep our bodies moving in the same sort of way as it was before lockdown, whether that's, you know, even if it's just putting on a nice outfit or going for the jog that you normally go for, or just working and waking up in the same, sleeping for the same amount of hours that you normally do, just to keep your whole body and your routine, understanding that there's still something to move forward to. Tomorrow's still a new day. Let's still take one more step. Yeah.
Powerful. That's powerful. Okay, so we've got two words, peace and confidence. That's what we've got so far. Which one are you going to choose?
I can try and do both.
You can try and do both. Okay. So I'm gonna, before we do that, I'm gonna ask you my final set of questions before we do the track. So what is your passion? I think it's pretty obvious, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. What's your passion?
My passion is making music. It's inspiring people with my music. It's getting young people to feel uplifted, to feel inspired, to find their passion. And yeah, my music is the thread to do that. My passion is seeing young people, you know, think for themselves and be who they want to be and really have the confidence to chase their goals. And, you know, I don't like to say chase your dreams because that sounds a bit too lofty sometimes. So, you know, even if it's a dream, turn your dream to a goal, turning goals to a plan, turning plans to hard work, and just really going for it and being who you really want to be and doing what you want to do. That's it.
Fantastic. Okay. Biggest lesson you've learned to date?
Yeah, it's interesting and it's a good question. It ties back to the last one. It's really just to follow my intuition. Every time that I feel convicted on the inside to really go for something or achieve something, the lesson I've learned is to always do it. That I'll never regret doing what I want to do.
Okay, that's great. That's good. Most difficult thing you've ever done?
Most difficult thing I've ever done? Oh, that's a good question. Come back to it. I'll answer it after.
Most embarrassing moment?
Most embarrassing moment? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I can think of one embarrassing moment. About 2-3 years ago, I was performing in Kent, where I'm from, on stage, and we promoted it for a while, and like the show wasn't very good. Like only 50 people came to it. Like I forgot my words when I was on stage, and it wasn't like a good experience at all. But it showed me to keep going and just try and get better. But yeah, so that was super embarrassing because I forgot my words. I came off the stage. The DJ looked at me and just like laughed, like, "Dan, I don't know what you were doing." But it was all worth it in the end, because I remember 2 minutes after getting off stage, I got an email that at the exact same time, Radio 1 had chose the song that I forgot the words to be record of the week for that week.
Wow.
In Radio 1, promoting it to, like, they have like something stupid like millions of listeners. So it just kept my perspective, kept me motivated to understand that even though there's a bit of a letdown and maybe a bit something that I could see as a failure or a defeat, that things are always going to be better and there's always something to work towards.
Yeah. Okay. Whose mind would you most like to get into, and why?
I say Barack Obama. Yeah, Barack Obama, for reasons that we all can probably guess. You know, he was the first Black president. He came from Kenya. He could have easily accepted lots of limitations on his mind and accepted lots of low self-esteem in perspectives and stuff. But he was able to overcome that and really just become who he wanted to be, become great, becoming inspirational to people of all colors and all classes. So that's somebody that I love to understand his confidence and understand his perspective.
Great answer. What does success mean to you?
Really having a peace of mind with everything that you do, being excited to wake up every day, knowing that you're doing something that's going to inspire people and enjoying it, having peace of mind during it, and growing every single day. That's success to me. Continuous growth and having peace while you're doing it.
That's a really good answer. Who is your role model and why?
I'd say myself in 10 years, honestly.
I thought you were going to say me.
Yeah, you too. Yeah. No, because the reason I say that is because, I mean, when I was young, I didn't really have a specific role model as such, but I always thought about becoming the person that I feel like I'm becoming now, without realizing it. So I know that my younger self would look at me now as like a role model. So I just want to have a vision of who I am in 10 years and just try and become him and do all those things, you know, and just be a better version of myself.
Okay. Okay. What was the question we missed? Most difficult thing you've ever done?
Oh yeah, most difficult thing I've ever done. It was probably my law degree, to be honest. That was a lot of work, especially trying to balance music at the same time. It was a lot harder than maybe I thought going into it. Took a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of ups and downs. We graduated, which I'm super proud of, but that was definitely the hardest thing academically that I've done.
Yeah. Okay, final question. What's the first thing you will do after lockdown?
Go see my friends, get an ice cream and just sit in the park.
That sounds like a plan. Okay, so you're gonna, sorry?
And then I'll start getting in the studio and recording more music.
Yeah, but first ice cream in the park. Great. So you're gonna do something with both words, you said, okay? Peace and confidence, right? Is that what you're gonna do, or you're gonna pick?
Yeah, I can try.
Okay.
All
right. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dan Kiing.
All right. So confidence. For me, that means being an optimist. Mom asked if I would be up for this, so I had to say yes to prove I have confidence. She didn't have to say thanks or please, because she knew I could use these words with ease. I'm gonna keep going with these 2 words with a smile on my face like a cheese.
Well, good stuff. Did you use peace though, or is peace a different?
Oh, peace. What's the word peace?
Peace, yeah.
Confidence. Oh, said ease.
Oh no, peace.
Oh, okay.
Peace, like peace of mind, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I said success was peace of mind. Right now, that means speaking with these rhymes. I'm not a teacher, still I'm teaching mind games to stay confident in lockdown.
Thank you very much, Dan Kiing. It's been awesome having you. It's been brilliant. Guys, can we just appreciate Dan Kiing? Just put your comments in the comment box and say thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us. I really enjoyed it. Sorry?
I said thank you for having me.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I know you were a bit like, not sure if I want to do this, but I think you were awesome. I think you were awesome. I think you were great. So thank you very much for joining us, guys. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Let's Get Future Fit. Next week, I've got Jenny Jones, an accountant and happiness coach. I am looking forward to that. Jenny is going to be off the charts, and I want to encourage you to join us, but also to invite your friends with this video. If you don't mind, if you could share it, please just share it so other people could watch it. And I look forward to seeing you same time, 2 p.m. next Saturday. Thanks again, Dan Kiing, for joining us. Thanks, everyone.
I just want to say before, with Camp Crown that I'm doing, that I want to send to families across the world to help their young people stay inspired, stay uplifted, and stay creative during the summer. I think we're going to put the email address in the description so that if you're interested in the package when it does land, email the email address, which is campcrownuk@outlook.com, and we'll send the package to you first as soon as it arrives so that you can have that direct, and all donations are going directly to the NHS.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. We'll put all the details for Dan Kiing in the comments so you know where to reach him and how to reach him. And thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Let's Get Future Fit. See you next Saturday, same time, 2 p.m. Peace out.